6 in town, but it's not yet part of town.
Really? Huh. I didn't know that. Thank you.
If you have a minute, I'll tell you where the lines are. If you don't care, I won't. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Tanya's next, right? Are you next? Okay. You're already here.
All right. So, could you chronicle kind of like a typical day of what time do you get up to come to Chico State to, get all your stuff set up, that kind of thing?
Most typically, I'm here about 11. Reason being is experience has taught me that prior to 11, you don't get a lot of activity with people, particularly prior to 10. Then I tend to be here as long as there's traffic, which typically means about 6. So it's about 11 to 6. No lunch break. I don't go anyplace. And then I go to our office, and I've got office stuff to take care of there. But this is really about a third of my job. I mostly do other political things.
Could you elaborate on that?
Yes, I can. I raise political money, handle bulk mail, consult with our candidates, how to best present themselves as candidates, talk to the local press, sometimes put on fundraising events, sometimes do interviews with local media or even just ordinary citizens.
And what's the latest you've been here at Chico State on the campus registering?
Midnight. I've been in and May probably won't be tonight, but about 11:45 is it. On election, on the last night to register to vote, you can register up to midnight. So I've been here oftentimes until 11:59.
And here we go. Okay, so how many years have you been registering voters?
I think it's 31.
Are there any specific elections or anything that stick out to you?
Yes. 1992, Bill Clinton's election. 1996, Bill Clinton's re-election. 96 particularly because Democrats did so tremendously well that year. In my personal life, as before I became an activist, the election of, or the nomination of George McGovern for president by the Democrats. Senator McGovern died 2 days ago, and he's somebody I've long revered. Died at 90 years old, so it's been a while. So those elections stand out in my mind.
And how would you say that this election compares? Since, the swing state votes are kind of more important as far as like the Democratic vote. So why do you think it's important that, people come out, still to vote?
Because the ballot has other things besides a presidential election. There are 11 propositions on the ballot. There are 4 city council seats. There's a state senate, state assembly. There's other things.
What sort of propositions do you think would concern students?
Primarily Proposition 30, which helps students next year by not having tuitions raised 2 more times.
Okay, and then in your years of registering students at Chico State, how would you say the response has changed? Do you think it's lessened or increased?
I don't think there's a long-term trend. There are ups and downs, but the trend isn't in any particular direction. Students as a whole are pretty much as they always were, but people of your age have access to so much information that people, say, a generation ago did not. So you have instant information because of the technological age that we now live in.
So would you say that people my age are more informed, or do you think maybe that information kind of bogs them down?
No, you're way across the board. Some of you are quite informed, particularly for your years. Others, not so much. There's a lot of change from like age 18 to about age 23 or 4. But it depends on the individual person. It's not a generational comment. It's about the individual people. I don't think you're particularly better informed about things, but you're probably better people. What I have found is you're not nearly as racist and homophobic and sexist as previous generations were, and I'm including my own generation. In other ways, you still have a relative degree of naivete in that you really don't understand the political world is serious business, and that just comes with time.
How would you help those who maybe aren't as informed maybe get more informed? Like, are there any websites you would recommend, or?
Read your papers every day. Read a good quality newspaper every day. Watch good quality news programs every day. Read good quality news magazines. The Nation, National Republic, those kind of publications. But I really think a person is going to become informed about things of which they're interested in. If I have no interest in fly fishing, you can imagine my level of familiarity with fly fishing is also none. I think people will just pursue the things that they find interesting. But as a citizen, be heads up. Watch the presidential debate like what's going on this evening. Pay attention to what people are saying, and then say, does the politician's comment make sense? In the real world, is that logical?
Okay. My name is Mark Jackson, MarkJackson, and I am a second-year student here, and an anthropology major.
Okay. So what brings you registering? Like, why are you registering this year? What makes it important?
Well, last year I didn't keep up well with the elections, and I wasn't really up to date on my political information, so I didn't really ever feel like a need to really register and vote here. But this year I've kind of been watching the debates, reading the newspaper, keeping up with those kind of things. So I figured I might as well get registered here in Chico, because I'd been registered back in my hometown, but didn't really vote much there. And so I figured I'd register here this year and put my voice out.
Okay, so why do you think it's important for other students to get involved in the election with voting?
People obviously don't realize how important politics are. I mean, I know I don't, and I've only been able to vote for about 2 years now, and so I still don't really understand kind of how it really affects me personally, but I can see that, my opinion is important, even if it is just one in some 100 million. And so I figure that, if I decide to do this, then maybe someone else is doing the same thing. Maybe the other person, and one becomes more and more, and it multiplies. And we as the younger generation have a lot more say than we put ourselves into.
Okay, so are there any propositions particularly that concern you?
That 32, this new bill with the whole the increase on tuition and their fluctuation about that, I was looking into. But other than that, I haven't really put more thought into the propositions. I got to look more into that.
After voter registration is completed, 15 days left before election day, the political parties go in to get out the vote, GOTV. And our job then is to encourage people who are registered Democrats or leaning Democratic to get out and vote. We want to make sure that if they got absentee ballots, that the absentee ballots get filled out properly, answer people's questions, tell people where their polling places are, help them with the party's position on the 11 propositions. There's a lot of just reminding voters to get out on election day. And we're locally, we're even calling into other states. We're calling into Nevada and Colorado to urge Democrats there to vote for President Obama. The reason we've selected Nevada and Colorado is because those are swing states. They could go either way, and they're in our region of the country. So we have a battery of people every day from the Democratic Party's campaign